Good morning, guys. It is arm day. Gotta finish up my pre-workout here, eat my banana so I got something in my stomach. It is 8:27. Let me pause that before I get copyrighted. Maybe I should save this banana peel for when I'm driving down the road in case somebody gets behind me and I'm trying to win the race and I want to spin them out. Oh. All right. Let's go. So plan for arms today. Really simple, probably be a pretty quick workout. I usually start with biceps, so maybe I'll mix it up this time and start with triceps and just see how that feels. My elbow is feeling a little off, but I think I'm good. So, I'll warm up, and if something feels really off while I'm warming up, then I'll just skip it this time and do it next time, It's just how you have to do it. Because none of us want to get injured and put ourselves behind 3 months when we can just skip a workout here and there when something's feeling off. I'd rather miss a week of workouts than 3 months, if that makes any sense to you. So I do have a confession, as I'm being as real as possible about this little bodybuilding journey I'm on, trying to be in the best shape I can by the time I turn 40 on May 27th of next year. There's ups and downs and there's no excuses, but I feel like I need to be honest. And I did have a couple drinks last night. Only went a few days without doing it. And the big motivation is that scan, that eVolt 360 scan I had about a week ago, a little less than a week ago. I want to try to do that scan once a month to see my steady progress. And in order for me to see the right progress and to see if my diet's working right, if everything I'm doing is benefiting me and slowly cutting weight, right? Because I want to maintain as much muscle as I can while I'm cutting. And when I have a drink, it makes me eat more, and I know it's not in line with my goals right now. But also, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. We're going to reset the day and just try to do better, right? That's all you can do. So there's two parts to this. Like, I want to get in the best shape that I can. I want to get as lean as I've ever been since I've put on a decent amount of muscle. And then from there, I want to be able to bulk up. And I think if you hadn't been cut in a while, I think cutting down really far so that you can put yourself in a slight calorie surplus where you're gaining 1 pound a week. I think you're going to be able to bulk a lot more, put on more muscle without putting on a ton of body fat. Because if you bulk when you're already bulked, you're just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, right? You're going to be putting on body fat with that muscle. And that is not ideal at all. It's just really hard to turn left here on school days. I'm going to have to, when I drop my oldest kid off, he's 15, he's in high school, I'm going to have to come back this way in a different way because I end up sitting at this light for like 5, it feels like 10 minutes, but it's probably really only 3 or 4. If I end up sitting here, I guess it's not that bad. Come on, light. Gotta get a sick pump at the gym. And my friends don't want to sit here and just listen to me eat a banana. I'm sure that sounds great on the microphone. All right, we're almost there, guys. Oh, I just love working out. Look at, oh, we're almost here. Here we go. There it is. Anytime Fitness. Hell yeah. Shit's about to get real. All right, guys, let's get in there and get an arm splitting pump. Hopefully, my pump's so big that my skin splits open and my muscles fall out of my body. That is the goal. So let's get in there and let's get after it. day is complete. And I feel pretty good. That was a solid workout, guys. I mean, look at this thing. Look how big that freaking thing is. Good Lord. Oh. But, so the workout was... So I did do what I said. I started with triceps instead of starting with biceps. My triceps felt okay. I pushed them decently, you know. So I warmed up. I did single arm press downs and rope press downs, really focusing on squeezing at the bottom of those. And I did feel a pretty good pump in my triceps, but I know why, and we'll go over that in a minute. It's on one of these questions that I pulled up. But it was a very solid workout. Sorry, I was watching traffic, making sure I don't get in a wreck. That'd be kind of interesting to get in a wreck with me, wouldn't it? But what was I saying? Triceps were pumped up pretty good. I did cable curls, warmed up. Did 3 sets of cable curls. And then I did 3 sets of dumbbell curls, but the style on all 3 of them was a little bit different. I started with the 35s because somebody had the 40s. I ended up doing, it was at least 12 reps for each arm, alternating. And then I was like, okay, that felt pretty good. Like, I wouldn't say it felt light, but I wanted to go heavier on the next set, so I did. So my second set, I used the 45s. I think I was only able to get 6 or 7 reps for each side. And I think that's high enough on the rep range that it was beneficial and it wasn't just purely strength. You know, there was some hypertrophy in there. And then the final set of dumbbell curls, I grabbed 2 25ers. So I went to the other end, went a lot lighter, and I held both of them standing. I did 5 reps on one side, then I did 5 reps on the other side. And I went back and forth until I did a total of 20 reps for each side. And by the end of that, my arms were pumped up to oblivion. So it was a very, very solid arm day. So we're going to get into these questions real quick, and then I'll let you guys get out of here. How's that sound? All right. How did your pump feel today compared to last week? It felt amazing. And it's because I ate so much food yesterday. And I know that's what it is. So I can't expect to have pumps like that all the time when I'm cutting. Because when you're have a surplus of carbs and water and muscle glycogen, you know, all this stuff going through your body, and you go into the gym, you're going to get a great pump. So on the other side of that, when you're cutting down and that stuff starts to deplete, you're just not going to have as good of pumps. You know, that's the give and take. If you want to lose weight, you have to go through that. It's just like when you're bulking up, you're not going to be as vascular. You're not going to have your abs. You know, it's what you have to do. It's the reward, the long-term gratification, right? You bulk up and you cut down and you're bigger than you were last time when you cut. And when you're cut down, it makes it easier to bulk back up. It's just how it goes. What's your current favorite bicep or tricep exercise and why? That's a toughie. I think I really enjoy the heavy alternating dumbbell curls because just standing in front of the mirror and my arms coming up and seeing the vascularity in my forearms and just seeing myself doing it. I think that's pretty cool. So I'd have to say alternating dumbbell curls. Did you hit any PRs or push more weight than usual? I did. So I curled the 45s for one set and it actually felt doable. So that was pretty cool to feel right there. Yeah, always exciting to start to hit heavier weights and hit PRs and stuff. But I can't expect to do a lot of that when I'm cutting down, right? So, yeah. All right, did you hit... I just read that one. How was your form holding up when you go heavy on arms? So when I go heavy on my arms, my elbows do come forward just a little bit. You know, I'm okay with that because I still feel a crazy pump in my biceps. So I feel like I'm still hitting my biceps pretty hard. What's your go-to arm day finisher for a crazy arm pump? I don't really do a lot of finishers, but the alternating, doing 5 on one side, 5 on the other with a little bit lighter weight felt pretty good. So I might start doing that one more often. How does your arm day affect your overall confidence? or look in the mirror. Well, I just talked about that. Doing the alternating dumbbell curls is one of my favorite things. Just looking at myself in the mirror and just seeing the vascularity, the veins popping out of my arms and stuff. I just love that so much. If you had to train arms with just one exercise forever, what would it be? So arms, are we talking one bicep and one tricep? We'll just say that. I would say rope press downs. They always feel the best. And as much as I love doing alternating dumbbell curls, I think the cable curl feels more effective overall. So I would say rope press downs and cable curls would be the two I stuck to. But yeah, that's it. So we're making progress. We're going to keep cutting down, get down to 8% body fat by my 40th birthday. So I got time. So I have time to do it steady, but the risk of doing it steady is when you mess up and you're not doing an aggressive cut, you know, that can stack up pretty quick. One off day can put you back 3. So I got to refocus. I got to prep my meals ahead, eat foods I like that'll fill me up as much as possible with being in a calorie deficit. And I think that's going to propel me towards my goals. But that's about all I got for you guys today. I got 4 things to say. And if you watch these videos often enough, you know exactly what I'm going to say. Don't let that dreamer die. Keep the grind alive. Never give up on yourself. And don't let the hard days win. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Peace.